But if we did the compound, you're probably looking at $9.99. I think that's a fair price. This lady right here.
Oh, dang, it was too.
That would have been something. Man, it's been crazy 2 weeks, just nonstop, you know? Who washed it? You washed it or someone washed it?
No, I got tickets to the.
Man, can't. I mean, I'm the owner. Just to get a second. So the package we got is the ideal package for it with the single stage polish. Well, not the single stage polish, but the lifetime option with the 2 blue layers is perfect. But a single stage polish is not going to remove all that. But this right here, I could do a test spot and show you what a single stage polish would do. I know I could get it all off, but a single stage polish with just one pass may not remove it all.
What's the compound?
And so the compound it's more abrasive than your polish. All right, so your polish it can remove about 50 to 70% of your imperfections.
Yeah.
But if you do a compound, the compound will remove 80 to 95% of the imperfections. But then you have to follow it up with the polish. That's why it's called a 2-stage correction. Now, and the only reason, like if this didn't have water spots, it would care. But those water spots, they're on there pretty well.
How does that happen?
Well, it just
The sun?
the sun, and the reason why this happened was because there's no protection on the paint. See, the reason for the ceramic coating is that once we apply the coating, it will help with these water spots.
Okay.
So I think this would be the perfect spot to do a test spot, like just this area. You'll see the difference out in it, but you are gonna see that this area that was hid will still have we'll see it. We'll still have little imperfections.
What's it gonna cost me then?
If you did the 2-stage correction, honestly, to do this vehicle right, I would have to have this vehicle all day if you want it done right.
How much is it?
I mean, it's really depending on what I can get off with a single stage polish, honestly.
Yeah.
Like that would be the best way to determine that. Since I'm already here, I was ready to rock and roll to knock this out. But these water spots, I don't want to do this job, coat it, and you're still going to see some of that.
Of course.
And then my name's out there, and I got a coating, but an educated individual, which there's a lot of educated people with ceramic coatings now, and be like, well, they didn't polish it, And it's just, I understand it's $649, but for me, it's not worth it if I'm not going to do that job.
I understand.
So this right here is what I would have used on your car if you were the single stage polish and the lifetime warranty. That's because I hit that hard. See, that's because I hit it really hard. Now, to hit this whole, you can see it on this side. I'm trying to get the sun on it, see?
Yeah.
But see how it's still,
There,
yeah. Now, that's because it has to get really hard with this. Now, if I start off with a compound first, the rest of it comes off, but the only problem with that is that I have to use a compound and then I have to use this afterwards. So that's why it takes more process. I mean, to do the compound and to do it right and get it, I know it can come out really sharp. And you're probably looking at about a 90% correction even with a compound. That right there is probably about a 75%, okay? But if we did the compound, you're probably looking at $9.99. I think that's a fair price. You get an additional $300 to the compound first.
And you have to reschedule it?
This is at least a 6 to 8 hours.
6 hours, okay.
Yeah. This job right here, I was planning on being here for 3 hours.
Yeah, I got you.
So if I have to compound it first and then polish it afterwards, that's where the extra time comes in. And then I'm glad I came out here because we were having a lot of customers with black cars, and I was telling Matt, he handles our sales side. I said, Matt, sometimes these cars, we gotta be careful with black cars. I said, because it's not worth it for me to go charge someone $649 and for it to look like that.
Yeah.
I'd hope we can still do it, but I think it's worth every bit of that price, honestly.
I have a question too. Like,
Yeah.
Once you do the compound, once you do the polishing, how long will that last? First question. The second question is, does that prevent like water spots like that?
Well, it's gonna so right when it comes to ceramic coating, it's low maintenance, not no maintenance, right?
Right,
So,
yeah.
for example, if we do coat it, it's gonna help protect it from etching on there. Now, do I suggest you still wipe it, or do I suggest to say, oh, I got a ceramic coating?
Like here you see these little small scratches from.
So a lot of this stuff we can remove, but
Yeah.
one thing 100% sure, you can't remove this with polish. See, these are deeper scratches.
Yeah.
Now, will it make it a little bit lighter? Yes, but it needs a compound. Now, The ceramic coating will have a layer of protection. It's gonna feel really thick. But if you do cause any of this, sometimes it's as easy as wiping it off because you have a layer of protection on it.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, I'll see this, in order for warranty to be in process and full effect, I have to see this vehicle again in 6 to 8 months.
Okay.
So that if there's anything like that, we can possibly address it. And that service is $99. But that's in order to keep the full warranty. So if you plan on keeping it, let's say another 2 years, I'll see this vehicle at least 2 to 3 more times in the next 2 years. So if you do sell it, at least it's up to par. That's how our lifetime warranty works.
I'll probably sell like a 3 years.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But if you want to keep the warranty going, I suggest we see it every 6 to 8 months. Right? Because if we come out here just to do a ceramic booster, that's what the service is to rejuvenate the ceramic. And if you do have little spots here and there, because it could happen, I mean, that service, you're probably looking at $49 to $99, but at least it's looking fresh all the time. Because we're going to come back out here and do a ceramic booster. No type of polishing or anything. But
Let me ask you this too, like for what can I do for these here? So how do you fix them?
well, is to polish as much as we can out and at least put a ceramic on it. But when it comes to this stuff, these painted surfaces is where pretty much your lifetime is. These surfaces right here and wheels is only 1 year on these things.
So look at this.
Yeah.
I hate this shit.
Yeah, no, and this is a very common problem now. Let me do a little test run and see if it makes a difference, because some of these are honestly really just hit or miss. Is it a daily?
No.
It's not a daily?
It's not the daily.
So how often do you use this?
Maybe about twice a week.
I mean,
It's part of it.
I always, or parking in the garage, but I always tell people, I mean, you spend $1,000 on a ceramic coating, and it's not a daily, spend another $65 on a car cover.
Yeah.
Like, that would be the best thing you could ever do.
I'll do that.
You know, and maybe you'd be like, nah, instead of twice a week, maybe I want to go down to once a week, but at least you know it could sit here and the thing's covered.
Yeah.
And if it gets wet with your sprinklers or whatever, at least it's, you know, you want to get one, you don't want to get a cloth, you want to get more like a cloth on the inside, but on the outside it's more like a vinyl so the water doesn't stick to it.
Makes sense.
But that's what I would do.
Yeah.
I would put a car cover on this, especially if it's not a daily.
Yeah.
But you will get a difference.
Yeah.
But it needs to be corrected before it gets worse, because once it gets worse, then you cannot bring it back.
Gotcha.
But at least you see there's some lighting left.
Yeah, that's
Now, this is worse than that, so I'm sure I could get this out too. But that's what I'm saying. If you want to do it right, it would include, obviously your paint, but we would include this, include the top. It needs it.
yeah.
Nice to meet you, and then I wish we could have done it today. I came out here to do it, you know, but it just needs more work. Yeah. Seeing your backyard, like I said, it's all worth it. It'll be all worth it once you have it. I think it was ideal. You know, we're running a new promotion for our company. Haven't been quite involved with the detailing side of things, so I showed up at his house, and you know, it needs more than our special promotion, but the customer understood. I showed him the differences. He understood the value, and we booked it for next week. This way, we're going to do it 100%. Customer's going to love it.